So, I'll take you guys to the first argument that the second AC made, where she says that ending Daca will cost millions of dollars to the GDP, I think she said. Well, the DACA recipients are already costing us money. For example, our argument to that is immigrants create a 50 billion physical hole in a year-to-year basis. George J. Boris, an American economist, and Robert W. Scribner, professor of economics and social policy at Harvard Kennedy School, Politico, September 2017. Immigrants receive government assistance at higher rates than natives. The higher cost of all the services provided to immigrants and the lower taxes they pay inadvertently implies that on a year-to-year basis, immigrants create a physical hole of at least 50 billion in Britain that falls on the native population. So yes, they work here and they pay taxes, but they actually cost us more money than they actually put into the system, right? That in itself is terrible. Let's see. Take you guys to argument their third argument, where you talk about how the president was President Obama had signed in the legislation for DACA, and how they would send it back to the legislation, right? Well, that's okay because the president does not have, well, that's not okay. The president does not have authority to hand out work permits for these DACA recipients so they can work here, even if the executive branch had authority. Bruce E. Perryman, PhD, retired member of the U.S. Air Force, Fox News, August 2017. Even if the executive branch did have the authority to exempt the entire class of people from deportation, DACA would still be unconstitutional. That's because the president does not have the authority to hand out work permits to illegal aliens. So essentially what we're saying there is that we're rewarding them for being here illegally, right? And we shouldn't. That's just not right. That's why we believe we should just end DACA. They're already costing us money, and they're taking our jobs, and they're getting rewarded for it. Well, I'm now open for cross-examination.
Excellent.
Okay, so for your first argument, what kind of assistance were you referring to?
It could be like medical assistance, welfare, food stamps.
Okay. Does it say how, like to apply to those programs, you have to be a U.S. citizen too?
No, it does not.
Because most of them do require that. You said for your second one, can you restate your second argument?
The president does not have authority to hand out work permits, even if the executive branch had authority.
Back to your first argument. You're saying that it's costing us money to, it's costing us more money to have DACA recipients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Time for the first